Please settle down, take your seats, and if in silent mode. Namaste. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this prayer meet by invoking blessings from our Gurus. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to pay our respects to the departed soul of the great Sri S.P. Hinduja ji, the late chairman of the transnational conglomerate, the Hinduja Group. A man with the loftiest of ideas, yet a man deeply rooted in values. A man acutely aware of indelible footprints on the sands of time. A highest in thought, yet a nationalist in act. That was Mr. S.P. Hinduja ji, the doyen and the patriarch of the Hinduja family. We've all come together today to honor his memory and to celebrate his life. S.P. Hinduja ji was not just a titan amongst his industry peers, but also a charismatic and visionary leader. A leader who never wavered an inch from the principles of his father and the values of his mother, no matter what the pressures and temptations must have been. He walked his parents' talk, from dedicating himself to philanthropic efforts to honoring his commitments. He expanded existing businesses to newer heights. He opened up newer business horizons with faith in God entrenched in his heart. The word courage redefined itself as he pursued new opportunities in new sectors across new geographies. He showed the way for the Hinduja family and the Hinduja group. SPG was a great devotee of Lord Krishna and a regular visitor to ISKCON, ladies and gentlemen. It would only be befitting if a true Krishna devotee were to be with us on stage to talk about SPG. have the honor to have the presence of Sri Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ji on stage. A Delhi University graduate with a business management course from Sorbonne University in France and an MBA from McGill University in Montreal, he went on to work in PepsiCo, but he found his true calling at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ji, ladies and gentlemen, is the first Indian direct disciple of the great Srila Prabhupada. Currently, he is ISKCON's governing body commissioner. We are truly blessed, really, to have him amongst us today evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sri S.P. Hinduja Ji and the Hinduja brothers have always held His Holiness in high esteem. May I request Surdas Prabhuji, who's with him on stage, to kindly request His Holiness to please share his thoughts with us.
Hare Krishna. Does it sound loud enough? Om Gyan Tiranasya Yananjanasakya Chakshunmritanyena Tasman Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Savitamena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamaya Dhati Swaha Pratika Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare! Expecting to be the first speaker, but since I've been requested, I'll go ahead. So I'm going to read from an offering that I compiled today to honor Srichand. So please have the blessing of Lord Shri Krishna for your well-being. Today we are all assembled here to offer our Shraddhanjali or respects to the late Sri Srichand Hinduja and to meditate on his wonderful qualities. Srichand Hinduja was a perfect gentleman. I first met Srichand and Gopichand in Toronto in 1978. At that time, ISKCON had a restaurant called Govinda in the heart of Toronto. We met again the next day in our Toronto temple, and they invited me to their house in Toronto. Is this audible? Yes. Okay. And they invited me to their house in Toronto. This was the beginning of our relationship. I had a privilege of meeting Srichand on several occasions in London and Bombay. As you all know, Srichand inherited his father's humble in his dealings. He was always interested in promoting the Vedic message. There are many rich Hindus around the world, but I haven't met anyone who was as simple and as appreciative of Vedic philosophy as Srichand Hinduja was. He was very active in this area because he knew that Vedic philosophy is the oldest, eternal, and beneficial to the entire humanity. He helped many societies in presenting Vedic message from different angles. He participated in many programs in which Vedic message was being promoted. ISKCON's relationship with the Hinduja family started in 1977 in Bombay. The founder, Sri Parmanand Hinduja, believed that he has to work to contribute to uplift the society. Therefore, we see the Hinduja Foundation is very active in the field of education and social welfare. We see that Srichand Hinduja was also very active in promoting education and other social welfare projects. Srichand Hinduja helped ISKCON in several projects, especially in a European headquarters in London, Watford, England. We had a big struggle with our British neighbours who were protesting about so many visitors coming to our temple. In order to settle this dispute, we had to buy a separate road that became the passage to the temple. She's in Hinduja and the Hinduja brothers, very helpful. And the road was finally named as Dharmarg. This one is indebted to the help given by Srichand Hinduja. In the early 90s, we were planning to construct a temple in Delhi. We were finding it difficult to pay for the land. And I approached Srichandji and Brother Ashok for help. Srichandji was very impressed with the project called the Glory of India. He and his brother visited the construction site and met with the architect on several occasions to give their input. We had several rounds of meetings, and in these meetings, Srichandji gave very valuable suggestions. Due to their help, the project is called Hinduja, Glory of India, finally started. Lord Krishna in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita explains that the soul has no birth or death. The soul is eternal. The Vedas explain how the law of karma works. In the Bible it is said, as you sow, so shall you reap. He used to preach regularly, he used to give lectures, and he was very fond of visiting the temple in London. He was regularly visiting the London temple, and when he was in Bombay, he used to come to the Jew temple almost every morning to take the blessings of the Lord and submissively hear the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. In summary, Srichandji was a gentleman and a devotee of the Lord. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that any service rendered to him is eternal and a permanent asset. In my opinion, Srichandji's life was exemplary. The perfection of human life is to engage in following the instructions of the Lord as given in the bona fide scriptures and the Bhagavad Gita. This body will end at any time. And one thing that is important is the service we render to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Srichandji will be remembered as a man of character and values. So our request to the learned assembly is that please chant the name of the Lord to find real happiness. Real happiness, and read at least one verse of the Bhagavad Gita daily. It will give you peace from the tensions of society. Srichandji used to preach the importance of these activities. If we want happiness, we should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or any bona fide name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. To be remembered as a man of values and a man of principle. Hare Krishna.
Dhanyavad. Thank you, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ji. Thank you, Suvdas Prabhu Ji. Thank you very much, Your Holiness, for such an uplifting message. Ladies and gentlemen, as per Hindu traditions, prayers were offered in Rishikesh on the 13th day of the passing away of S.P. Hinduja Ji. Under the guidance of Pujya Swami Chidananda Saraswati Ji, the head of Parmarth Niketan, and Sadhvi Bhagavati Ji at the ashram. For you, ladies and gentlemen, our dear friends and family, a few highlights of the prayers dedicated to the peace of the departed soul for the onward journey, please.
Om for celebrating or noting, honoring those occasions. Today is the 13th day, which in the Hindu tradition is the very powerful day after someone has left their body. We do the 13th day puja for their soul, for its journey, for its ultimate moksha, its oneness with the divine, as well as for the peace for their families. And today is the 13th day after the passing of Sri S.P. Hinduja ji, who was truly, and his whole family still is, truly very, very dear, close, core members of our Parmanand Parivar.
श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं और हम सब मिलकर उनके लिए भगवान से प्रार्थना करें।
Ganga Maiya ki jai. Ladies and gentlemen, one's trip to the holy town of Rishikesh is incomplete without witnessing the beautiful aarti performed every evening on the banks of holy Ganga Ma. Muniji, as Swami Chidananda Saraswati ji is lovingly addressed, is a long-standing crusader of keeping the Ganges clean with his numerous projects dedicated to environmental protection. For the Hinduja family, his ashram ordains about this association.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओ शांति शांति शांति। A man who is always and will be always and forever in our hearts. A man of action, a man of vision, a man of mission. A man who understood that life is not only to have more. Life is to give more, share more, and be more. And being more is that. Being more is giving more, sharing more, and caring more. And where he got this value? From his parents. The first principle he got from the parents and the entire family. Work to give. I remember I asked him, today we were discussing at lunch with Shri G.P. Hinduja ji and Ashok ji and Prakash ji and the family, that why God has made this creation. After giving the answer, I shared one story with them. I said, Srichand Hinduja ji asked me one time these kind of question, and I asked him one question. Can I ask you that why you are at the age of this beautiful life, still you are working? उन्होंने बड़ा प्यारा आंसर दिया. He answered so beautifully. He said, वैसे सच्ची बात तो ये है कि यदि हमारी 7 पीढ़ियां भी ना कमाएं और खाती रहें तो भी कम नहीं होगा, लेकिन सच तो यही है. वो कितना चाहिए खाने को, सच तो यही है. लेकिन उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे पिता का एक सूत्र था, वर्क वर्क एंड वर्क नॉट ओनली फॉर योरसेल्फ. केवल अपने लिए नहीं, अपनों के लिए नहीं, पर जिनके पास बहुत सारे सपने हैं और जिनके सपने कभी पूरे नहीं हो पाते, उनके सपने पूरे हों, इसलिए काम करते हैं. अपने लिए तो सभी जी लेते हैं, अपने लिए जिए तो क्या जिए. जिंदगी केवल ना सांसों का खजाना, जिंदगी केवल ना जीने का बहाना, जिंदगी सिंदूर है पूर्व दिशा का, जिंदगी का काम है सूरज उगाना. एवरी डे न्यू सन शुड राइज इन अवर लाइफ. ये उनकी लाइफ थी. और वो बिलीव करते थे केवल वैल्यूज में ही नहीं, पर वैल्यूएबल्स में भी, दोनों में, कि वैल्यूएबल्स भी हो और वैल्यूज भी हो, साइंस भी हो और स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी हो. जीवन केवल अकेले नहीं चलता, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी हो लेकिन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी हो. हाउ यू कैन बी इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर. इसलिए फैमिलीज में उन्होंने वैल्यूज दी. और मैं देख सकता हूं, और हमेशा एक बात और कहते थे, काम कदम ऐसे चलो कि निशान बन जाए, कदम ऐसे चलो कि निशान बन जाए, काम ऐसे करो कि पहचान बन जाए. जीने को तो जिंदगी सभी जी लेते हैं, लेकिन जीना हो तो ऐसे जियो कि जीवन एक मिसाल बन जाए. जीवन एक मिसाल बन गया। और सच में मैं आज देख रहा हूं उन्होंने जो खड़ा किया और जिसको खड़ा किया, जिसको बड़ा बनाया और बड़ा बनाया, वो सब कुछ आज ऐसा हुआ कि एक मिसाल बन गया। और मुझे बड़ी प्रसन्नता है हमारे परिवार के इस समय श्रीचंद हिंदुजा के बाद वो हमेशा कहते भी थे, कोई बात है जीपी से पूछो, और फिर कहते हैं एपी से पूछो। ये भी बड़ी प्यार की बात है। फिर आ जाए हमारा प्रकाश तो भोला भाला है, वो तो मस्त रहता है भक्ति भाव में, ऐसा बोलते थे वो। लेकिन अंत में क्या होता, एवरी डे इन द इवनिंग आई हैव सीन वेदर दे आर इन लंडन, इंडिया, अमेरिका, स्विट्जरलैंड, ऑल फोर ब्रदर्स टॉक टू ईच अदर। क्या हुआ आज, ये है कि नेतृत्व में पूरा परिवार मिलकर, आने वाली पीढ़ियां भी मिलकर उस मशाल को जलाए रखें। जब तक ये मशाल जलती रहेगी, जब तक ये मशाल जलती रहेगी, ये मिसाल भी कायम रहेगी। और दूसरी बात जो बहुत सीखने की है उनसे, वो बड़ी प्यारे, कितना उनका मुझे कहते, मैंने एक दिन गीत गाया, मेरी झोपड़ी के भाग आज खुल जाएंगे, राम आएंगे। जैसे मुझे सुनाया, मेरे पास आए शाम को मेरी झोपड़ी में, मुझे बोले मेरी झोपड़ी कब बनेगी, मेरी झोपड़ी कब बनेगी। जब भी मैं मिलता एक ही प्रश्न था कि मेरी झोपड़ी कब बनेगी। मुझे लगता है भगवान ने उनकी झोपड़ी परमानेंट गंगा के तट पर बना दी है। परमानेंट उनके गंगा के तट पर बना दी, क्योंकि गंगा पुत्र थे, वो गंगा के लिए जीते थे, गंगा के लिए पूरा परिवार कहीं जाए ना जाए। गोवा तट को नहीं छोड़ा, लेकिन गंगा तट को कभी नहीं छोड़ा। गोवा तट और गंगा तट के बीच में जो एक एकता है, जो एक भाव है, उसको भी जगाए रखा। एक बार मुझे याद है, हम लोग गए थे नीलकंठ की यात्रा पर, सभी भाई साथ साथ थे, छाबड़िया जी भी थे, और रास्ते में सबको लगा स्नान करें, स्नान किया, एक बज गया था। और फिर उसके बाद भोजन कहीं नहीं, एक बाबा जी बैठे थे, उनके पास थोड़े से आलू थे, वही उबाले, उसको लगाया, नमक से रोटी खा के सारे बैठ गए। कैन यू बिलीव इट, हिंदुजा फैमिली सारे बैठे थे, आलू उबाले, नमक डाला और हाथ की रोटियां बनाई और सब बैठ के वहां खा रहे थे। तो छाबड़िया जी ने कहा उस समय, गोपी जी ने कहा शायद, उन्होंने कहा कि यही तो है, दाल रोटी खाओ, हरि के गुण गाओ। तो इतना सब कुछ होते हुए भी वो कितने लोगों के अंकल थे, कितनों के एंकर थे, कितनों के मेंटर थे, सबको जितने जिसके जो भी रिश्ते थे, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ उन्होंने वो रिश्ता छोड़ा नहीं कभी भी। उनको था बी नंबर 1, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट एट द सेम टाइम डोंट फॉरगेट द नंबर 1। बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट करो, और आजकल तो जमाना है खुद को भी प्रोजेक्ट करो, बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट करो, खुद को भी प्रोजेक्ट करो, लेकिन मैं भी एक प्रोजेक्ट हूं, इसको ना भूल जाओ। अपने ऊपर भी काम करो, और अपने ऊपर काम करने का मतलब है मेरी जड़ें जुड़ी रहें अपने से, परिवार से, समाज से। बस मैं यही चाहता हूं। जो जड़ें श्री परमानंद हिंदुजा जी ने, जो जड़ें श्रीमती जमुना हिंदुजा जी ने इतनी मुश्किल से की, आज वही जड़ें जुड़ी रहें और उन जड़ों से सब जुड़े रहें, ताकि ये वट वृक्ष जो है करोड़ों करोड़ों लोगों को छाया देता रहे। संस्कार, संस्कृति और स्मृति का ये संगम आप सबके जीवन में बना रहे, क्योंकि बस एक कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ सिंप्लिसिटी, सेरेनिटी, सिंसियरिटी और स्टेबिलिटी। स्टेबिलिटी क्यों थी? ड्यू टू हिज एंकरिंग, ग्राउंडिंग इन धर्म, इन कल्चर। ये सारा उनके जीवन का सार था। बहुत सारी बातें हैं मन में, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, कभी फिर शेयर करूंगा, लेकिन अंतिम बात यही कहूंगा आपसे, क्या भरोसा है जिंदगी का? कोरोना ने दिखा दिया है। इसलिए जिससे मिलो, जब भी मिलो, जिससे भी मिलो, दिल खोल के मिलो, न जाने किस गली में जिंदगी की शाम हो जाए। क्या भरोसा है? अंतिम बात, काम करते रहो, नाम जपते रहो, काम करते रहो, नाम जपते रहो, सेवा करते रहो, काम बन जाएगा। नफरत से बचो, प्रेम सबसे करो। नफरत से बचो, प्रेम सबसे करो। बांटते ही रहो, साथ क्या जाएगा। प्रेम सबसे करो। बस यही जीवन का सार है। इसी के साथ ही उस एक महापुरुष को, श्रीचंद हिंदुजा जी को, आज मैं गंगा के पावन तट से, हिमालय की उन वादियों से, पूरे परमार्थ परिवार की तरफ से, संत समाज की तरफ से अपनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
जैसे कि स्वामी जी ने अभी कहा, जब मिलो जिससे मिलो दिल खोल के। अनूप जलोटा जी is a very close family friend of the Hindujas. Accompanying the bhajan samrat on the tabla is Shri Amit Chaubey ji.
व्यवसाय के साथ साथ धर्म का काम बहुत करते थे। अध्यात्म में उनकी रुचि, उनका सबसे अलग ढंग से मिलना जुलना, ये सारा कुछ जो था वो उन्हें विशेष बनाता था। आज ये कितना बड़ी परिवार है, इस परिवार में कितने लोग जुड़े हैं, ये सब आप देख रहे हैं। हर क्षेत्र के लोग आकर इसमें श्रद्धांजलि दे रहे हैं। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम न सोचे हमें क्या मिला है, हम ये सोचे किया क्या है अर्पण। फूल खुशियों के बांटे सभी को, सबका जीवन ये बन जाए मधुबन। अपनी करुणा का जल तू बहा के, कर दे पावन हर एक मन का कोना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे। हर बुराई से बच के रहे हम, जितनी भी दे भली जिंदगी दे। वैर होना किसी का किसी से, भावना मन बदले की होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते में, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहता है भगवान सोते नहीं, कौन कहता है भगवान सोते नहीं। माँ यशोदा के जैसे तुम सुलाते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे तुम सुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। एक भजन जो बहुत पसंद था सचिन जी को, साथ ही पूरे हिंदुजा परिवार को ये भजन बहुत प्रिय। लीजिए प्रस्तुत करता हूं। ऐसी लागी लगन, 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 मीरा हो गई मगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरी गुन गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरी गुन गाने लगी, महलों में बनी बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन। कोई रोके नहीं, कोई टोके नहीं, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। बैठी संतों के संग रंग मोहन के रंग, मीरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी। वो तो गली गली हरी गुन गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरी गुन गाने लगी, महलों में बड़ी बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन। राणा ने विष दिया मानो अमृत पिया, मीरा सागर में सरिता समाने लगी। दुख लाखों से मुझसे गोविंद कहे, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। वो तो गली गली हरि गुन गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुन गाने लगी, महलों में बनी बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। आज सब मिलकर प्रभु का नाम गाए। भगवद गीता में भगवान कृष्ण ने कहा है कि मैं वहां आ जाता हूं जहां मेरा नाम गाया जाता है। ये नहीं कहा कि मेरा नाम लिया जाता है, गायन थी, गायन। तो आइए प्रभु का नाम गाएं और उनको हम अपने बीच पाएं। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोपाल जय जय।
Leading management schools around the world, he also heads the Abu Dhabi Akshardham Temple project. He was studying medicine at Oxford, which he moved on from when he discovered his spiritual calling from Swami Pramukh Maharaj. Requests to all our friends and family in the audience. 1. Please place your mobile phones in silent mode. And maybe wait a minute for all our esteemed guests to be able to settle down. देवियों और सज्जनों, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, आप सभी अपनी अपनी दिनचर्या से जो बहुत व्यस्त हैं, हमें जानते हैं, समय निकाल आज यहाँ आए हैं, इस घड़ी में हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। इसके लिए हिंदुजा परिवार की ओर से मैं आभार प्रकट करना चाहूँगी। I request all our esteemed guests to please try and settle down. Can we have the video, please, on the screen?
In the divine presence of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, in the divine presence of the great avatars, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Shri Ram, Bhagwan Shri Mahadev, and all the great saints and sages who have blessed this earth. Because I personally believe at a time when we remember somebody who is so close to us, all the divine energies of God are present. It's not just about gathering friends and family members, but Srichand ji, who was close to many hearts, countless if I would want to put it. I am here not just as a teacher or a preacher, but I am here to pay my personal respects to a man I admired and loved. Why do I say that? Because some of you have lost a brother. Some of you have lost a father. Someone, a friend, someone who actually he helped support. And there are hundreds of people and thousands and countless in this world. As a man of the moment. What do I mean by a man of the moment? That you take any scenario and he always had another way of looking at it. I remember as a young monk guiding him through the Akshardham in Delhi. And as we were going through the entire temple, we came to a carved place which talked about the 4 blind men trying to see an elephant. You might be wondering, how can blind people see? But this Vedic story tells us that there were 4 blind men and everybody was trying to feel the elephant. The blind man who was at the feet and holding the feet of the elephant, he said the elephant is like a huge pillar. The man who was feeling the stomach of the elephant said that the elephant is like a huge wall. The only time when we will be able to see the whole world as it is, as when we are in the lap of the Maker. And today I feel Srichand ji is looking upon all of us, knowing the whole truth, and I pay my respect to him as he sits in the lap of God. The other time when he had come to the London Mandir, just now you were explaining, I was a very, very young, maybe 30-year-old monk. And the Hindujas had their way, they never came alone. So much for their family unity. You will never have a single either Ashok ji or Prakash ji or Gopichan ji or Srichand ji alone, no. Either they were 4, 3 or 2, never one. So when they had come, and that's when we were showing a big hall, the assembly hall of the temple. And one of the monks made a statement that this is perhaps the largest pillarless hall. And that's when Ashok ji, you would remember, and Prakash ji, you would remember, Srichand ji made a comment, but there are 3,000 invisible pillars. And we were all wondering, what do you mean 3,000 invisible pillars? He said the 3,000 volunteers who have given their time, talent and their life, those are the pillars of the temple. He himself loved serving, helping. Philanthropy was a part of his life. But as I said, he was a man of the moment, he was also a man of the heart. Man of the heart, I mean, devotion and love was always paramount. How many times he asked, you could be a monk of any denomination. He was a great Krishna Bhakta. And he would call monks, he himself would prepare food and then he would feed. I have seen that and I have experienced that at different parts. So of course you remember him as a great banker or maybe a great industrialist or a huge successful person who was an international repute. But we remember him as the man of the moment, the man of the heart. But more importantly, he lived what he said. Many people would say something and not honor it. He was not just a believer in God and not just a belonger. He lived.
In the mountains of Uttarakhand, the pilgrimage spots of Badri, to honor this sentiment of his, let me invite on stage a son of the soil who today has scaled heights with his voice whilst singing the glories of Lord Shiva. Padma Shri Kailash Kher.
परमात्मा का जैसे यहाँ पर वासा है इस वक्त, क्योंकि जितनी भी दिव्य मूर्तियाँ इस प्रार्थना सभा में आज उपस्थित हुए हैं, ये हमारे हिंदुजा परिवार के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा कृतज्ञता का भी समय है और हम बारंबार आप सबको नमन करते हैं इस घड़ी में हमारे साथ खड़े होने के लिए। हिंदुजा परिवार एक परिवार तो है ही, साथ में एक बहुत बड़ा संस्कार है। और हम आते हैं गंगा तट से, रहते हैं समुद्र तट पर, तो तट ही तट और बहुत निकट, ऐसी वाले जीवन हमको मिला है। और इस परिवार के साथ हम लोगों का जीवन चल रहा है जब से संगीत में हम आए हैं। हम हमारे स्वामी जी के पसीने हैं और इस तरह के समय जब होते हैं तो यूँ तो दुनिया में देखिए मनोरंजन की दुनिया से हम संबंध रखते हैं, परंतु मुझे लगता है संगीत मनोरंजन तक सीमित नहीं होता। संगीत आत्म मंथन तक ले जाता है, हम सबको आत्म अवलोकन तक ले जाता है। आज की घड़ी में, आज की इस बेला में, आज की इस श्रद्धांजलि में हम 2-3 समर्पित गीत गाएंगे ईश्वर को। तो आप सबको प्रणाम करता हूँ। ना पुत्री ना चित्त अहंकार एक दो प्रस्तुति और हम अपनी पुण्यात्मा के श्रद्धांजलि के लिए परमपिता परमेश्वर से निवेदन करते हुए कि उनकी दिव्यात्मा को सद्गति मिले। हमारे परिवार के गाइडिंग फोर्स श्रीचंद जी, तो अभी साहब, क्योंकि गंगा तट से पूरे परिवार का बहुत बड़ा नाता है, ये गंगा से ही आता है ये पूरा परिवार, तो नमामि गंगे हिंदुजा की ही प्रोडक्शन है, बहुत ही प्यारी। तो आज हम परमात्मा को, माँ गंगे को प्रणाम करते हुए, उनके चरणों में नमन करते हुए हमारे परिवार की, पुण्यात्मा की सद्गति की प्रार्थना करते हैं। जरा नमामि गंगे साहब। अनाद विरल निनाद कल कल छल छल उच्छल तराति तल तल। नमामि गंगे नमामि नमामि गंगे तर तरा तर हर 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 भर भरा भर 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 भर। नमामि गंगे नमामि नमामि गंगे। गंगा वंदना प्रार्थना श्री महालक्ष्मी महागणा हे महाशिव हे परमात्मा शुभं करोति कल्याणं इति याचना नमामि गंगे नमामि नमामि गंगे ओ अनहद विरलनिनाद कल कल छल 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 दरात कल कल नमामि गंगे नमामि नमामि गंगे तर दरा तर हर 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 भरा हर भर भर नमामि गंगे नमामि नमामि गंगे अनाथ विरलनिनाद कल कल छल 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 दरात कल कल नमामि गंगे और आज की हमारी अंतिम प्रस्तुति, हमारी अंतिम प्रार्थना बाहुबली।
Kiशोर
आज की हमारी श्रद्धांजलि सभा हमारे परिवार के लिए प्रार्थना सभा किसी देव लोक में जैसे कोई सभा हो उससे कम नहीं लग रही। कितनी महान संत आए हुए हैं, कितनी बड़ी बड़ी विभूतियां आई हुई हैं। देख के लग रहा है मेरे ईश्वर, यहाँ पे ये बैठे हैं, यहाँ पे ओ परम विभूतियां बैठी हैं। तो बारंबार मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ आप सभी के सम्मिलित होने के लिए। ये घड़ी रोने की नहीं है, ये घड़ी धन्यवाद की है कि हे मेरे परमात्मा, आपने एक ऐसी दिव्यात्मा हमारे परिवार को दी जिसने हम सबको गाइड करके हमारा वंश जो है, हमारे वंश वृक्ष को और इतनी प्यारा बना दिया। और लहलहाता हुआ हिंदुजा परिवार, जितना इंडस्ट्री में तरक्की हम कर रहे हैं, कॉरपोरेट्स में तरक्की कर रहे हैं, उससे ज्यादा मानवता के कार्यों में, क्योंकि हम तो साहब के बहुत से जुड़े हुए हैं और सब ये हमारी शाखाएं हैं, शायद हम डाल हैं इनकी, ऐसे टंगे हुए हैं इन पर। तो बारंबार आप सबको मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ। दिव्यात्मा के लिए चरणों में बारंबार परमात्मा के नमन है और आप सबको हरिओम।
जय जयकारा, जय जयकारा, स्वामी देना साथ हमारा। कैलाश जी, आपके शब्दों ने, आपके सुरों ने, आपके संगीत ने और आपकी आवाज ने हम सबके हृदय में दैवीय प्रेम भर दिया है। बहुत बहुत आप
It's such an honor and a blessing to be here. It's said that the greatness of a man is not in how tall he stands, but in how low he bends to pick up those who have fallen. Sri S.P. Hinduja ji was, by that mark and by any and every mark, truly a great, great man. But his greatest greatness was not in what he acquired or attained or achieved. His greatest greatness was in what he shared and gave and provided. Today, as we honor and celebrate him and his life, let us realize that these are powerful footsteps to walk in, a powerful example to follow. His life was an embodiment of Dharma, an epitome of Dharma. He lived according to his father's principles and his mother's values and disseminated them to everyone. It was such an honor and a joy, a privilege, to actually be able to spend so much time with him in London and Rishikesh. He taught through his clear words, but also through his life and his actions, that wealth is not about how much is in your bank, but wealth is he was, just as Puja Swamiji was saying earlier, the simplest of men. But why? Because he knew, because in his devotion to Bhagwan Krishna, in his connection to the Dharma, to the teachings, to the Bhagavad Gita, to the Shastras, he knew that he wasn't his body. He knew that he's soul, that he's spirit, that he's consciousness. And that led to this level of simplicity that was extraordinary. If you didn't know he was Sri S.P. Hinduja ji, you would not have known he was Sri S.P. Hinduja ji from the way that he presented himself, how he spoke, how he dressed, how he lived, how he ate. In all of these ways, Puja Swamiji shared earlier about the beautiful bath in Ganga. That was actually the very first time I ever met SPG. It was 1997. And they had come. And after this bath in Ganga, the people at this small ashram, right there on the banks of Ganga, in this rural, rustic area, where Puja Swamiji had gone to ask, ki kya bhojan ho sakta hai? Because Sri SPG had said, chalo, let us have bhojan here. Their first reaction was, well, we don't have the capacity to make bhojan for someone like the Hinduja family. We can just do simple sabji, hot ki roti. But that was actually exactly what he wanted. And my deepest, dearest memory of him is sitting so happily, just in bliss, cross-legged on the floor of a very, very simple ashram on the banks of Ganga after his Ganga Snan, eating aloo gobi and chapatis. We measure life, a long life, by the number of days in our life. But the truth is, life is not about how many days are in our life. It's about how much life is in our days. And by God's grace, with Bhagwan Krishna's blessings, Sri S.P. Hinduja Ji had so many beautiful days in his life, but he also, even more importantly, had so much beautiful life in his days. And that's what he's sharing and spreading even today. I want to conclude with one of my favorite stories that to me really embodies Sri SPG and his life and his legacy. And it's a story of a woman who was home alone one day, and there's a knock at her door. And on the doorstep are 3 men. And she says, yes, come on in. And one of the men speaks and he says, I am love. With me are success and wealth. But we cannot enter your home together. Only one of us can enter your home. So ask your husband whom he would like to invite into the house. Love or success or wealth. So the woman goes inside and she asks her husband, and he says, let's invite success in. Because if success comes in the house, then our son will get the job that he wants. Then we'll all be so happy and prosperous. But the wife says, well, you know, honey, if we chose wealth, then we wouldn't even have to worry about our son having the job. We'd already be wealthy. The daughter says, Mom, Dad, let us invite love in the house. Because even if we have nothing else, at least we'll have love. And that will hold us together. So the woman goes out, very touched, of course, by her daughter's wisdom. Goes out and she says to the 3 men, love, you may enter the house. So the 3 men rise and they come to the doorway. And they're just about to walk in and she says, wait, stop. Love, you are the one we've chosen. I know we can't have all 3, so we're just going to invite love in the house. Love says, if you had chosen success or wealth, he would have had Dharma Bhumi, Karma Bhumi, love for all of the world. And in that love, success and wealth, for him, the family, and so many others followed. It's such a joy and such an honor and such a blessing to be together with you all today and to have that message and teachings and gifts of Sri S.P. Hinduja Ji still with us forever.
Transformation, the only distance that you need to travel is from here, the mind, to the heart. And then when you reach your heart, आपका हृदय, आपका दिल, वहाँ जो inner voice, जो आवाज़ आपको सुनाई देती है, उससे ज़्यादा खूबसूरत कोई आवाज़ नहीं है, मोबाइल फ़ोन की आवाज़ भी नहीं। मुझसे कहा गया है, मुझे बोलकर भेजा गया है कि मैं आप सबसे एक आखिरी बार सविनय निवेदन करूं कि आप सभी अपने अपने मोबाइल फ़ोन्स को प्लीज़
daughters and 4 sons. So recently 3 sons got married, all the 3 daughters were confused that who are our in-laws. So all the sons know they have 4 fathers and 4 mothers. And all the daughter-in-laws know that they have 4 father-in-laws and mother-in-laws. So this is how we live.
Because I was not to be here, he was to be here. So though we are not twins, but we operate as one unit.
Believed in one thing, that my word is a bond.
Objective is totally different. We never go or meet any head of state for favoritism or asking for something for us. We think our duty is that when we are operating globally, we have to be concerned, we should be concerned about the people, host country as well as the mother country. So once we operate that way, we are not pro or anti to anyone.
Only when, how, that's all. It's a guarantee that all of us will die, whether other things will happen in our lives or not, but all of us will definitely die for sure. So, we need to understand this. When we lose somebody, it is not that we should find some explanation and write them off. You don't write them off. You value people because in some way they contributed and enriched your life. Maybe just by a word, maybe by certain actions, maybe by a variety of other possibilities. In so many ways, human beings around you have enriched your life. Don't make them the source of misery in your life. Or you're only kind of right now being affected by it because in some way they were a source of joy for you. Let it stay that way. They must always stay as a source of joy for you. The greatest disservice you can do to the departed person is you make them the source of misery in your life. Do not do that to them. This they don't deserve. Because if they were here, they would have been a source of joy for you. The important thing is, as a human being, you valued that human being when they were alive, please value them when they're gone. With the same sense of joy and love in your heart. Do not kill that just because they are not here. Namaskar.
Yes, Sadhguru, we will hold in our hearts the joy that you spoke of. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways of India, is an old friend of the Hinduja family. He was supposed to be here, but owing to some work requirements, he is unable to attend.
और विशेष रूप से श्रीचंद जी जब लंदन में थे तो मैं जब लंदन गया था तो उनके घर पे भी जाता था। हमारे भारत के जिन विशेष रूप से सपूतों ने पूरी दुनिया में, पूरे विश्व में अपने आर्थिक बिजनेस में, इंडस्ट्री में एक बड़ा नाम कमाया, उन लोगों में से हिंदुजा परिवार एक है। श्रीचंद जी इस परिवार के सबसे सीनियर होने के नाते इसको मार्गदर्शन करने की जिम्मेदारी उनके साथ थी। उन्होंने अलग अलग क्षेत्र में हिंदुजा ग्रुप को प्रगति और विकास के ऊपर ले जाने की उनकी कोशिश कामयाब हुई। और उन्होंने, मैं अक्सर एक बात मानता हूँ कि वो केवल वेल्थ क्रिएटर नहीं थे तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएटर थे, और जिसके काम ने 2 लाख लोगों को 48 कंट्रीज में उन्हें रोजगार भी दिया। विशेष रूप से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, बैंकिंग, इंश्योरेंस, हेल्थ सर्विस सभी क्षेत्रों में उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत बड़ा रहा। भारत सरकार से इस ग्रुप के बहुत अच्छे संबंध रहे। प्रधानमंत्री नरसिंहराव जी थे जब थे तब विशेष रूप से इस ग्रुप की काफी सहायता देश को मिली है। मैं विशेष रूप से इस बात का अभिमान रखता हूँ कि हमारे देश से आगे दुनिया में जाने के बाद अलग अलग देशों में उन्होंने अपने नाम से, व्यवहार से, कर्तृत्व से और चरित्र से अपने नाम को एक्सटैब्लिश किया था। और उसके साथ साथ वो जमीन पर डाउन टू अर्थ ऐसे इंसान थे। पर एक बार मुंबई में भी अशोक जी के साथ उनके घर में जाने का मौका मुझे मिला। विशेष रूप से गोपी जी के साथ भी मेरा अच्छा संबंध था, इसके कारण भी शादी ब्याह में भी अनेक बार आने का मौका मिला। मुंबई में अनेक दिनों तक मैं रहा हूँ और इसलिए निश्चित रूप से मेरे बहुत अच्छे संबंध थे। आज मुझे इस बात का बड़ा दुख है कि आज मैं इसी कार्यक्रम के लिए मुंबई आने वाला था और आज कैबिनेट की मीटिंग भी आई और आज 5 बजे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के बारे में एक महत्वपूर्ण मीटिंग बुलाई। इसके कारण मुझे मुंबई का आना कैंसिल करना पड़ा। मैं बहुत दुखी भी हूँ कि विशेष रूप से हमारे देश ने ऐसे एक सपूत को गंवाया जिसने देश के विकास में अपने काम से जिन्होंने देश को नाम दिलाया। मैं विशेष रूप से श्रीचंद जी की आत्मा को शांति मिले ये ईश्वर चरण में प्रार्थना करता हूँ और हिंदुजा परिवार को ये दुख सहन करने की शक्ति भगवान दे, ये ईश्वर चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूँ। नमस्कार।
Same day, I to Sunita and he to Madhu. We also went on honeymoon together. That was our uniqueness. And I can only tell you, if the family is capable and able to keep the unity, there cannot be a greater wealth than that. He wanted to honor us, and he hosted in Buckingham Palace a lunch. My brother told him, sorry, we cannot come because we are vegetarians and we eat our home food. So he said, fine, you bring 40 friends and lunch from your home. And this is the only time when in the royal palace the food had gone from our kitchen. He was bold and courageous, dared to go where others would not. He was a true patriot who wanted India to shine among the nations with his food and host country. We did a lot between Indo, US, Middle East, France, UK, UAE, and the most difficult country, Israel, where nobody was accepting their Indian black passport. 20 questions they used to put. And we brothers decided that we have to teach them a lesson, how to behave with us. And we were successful, and we got it done. And today, if you fly either to UK or to USA, Indians are very well respected. Today you will see, even in 10 Downing, we have an Indian. I can never forget when we were offered Padma Bhushan in days of Indira Gandhi. We both brothers, with our folded hands, refused. Same thing happened in UK with the lordships, where we told them to give to 2 others, which we recommended. So he believed in doing good things, not to earn any honor or reward. He was very innovative and had to us for our future unity and welfare. We will always need your blessings. Our Shraddhanjali to you. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti.
Artist was the renowned singer from the Indian subcontinent, Mr. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, Shagird of the late legend Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Rahat ji sent his condolence message as his tribute to SPG and has requested that it be played with a song especially selected by him for the moment. Rahat ji's message, please.
To everyone, SP हिंदुजा साहब हिंदुजा परिवार के एक ट्रस्ट कैरियर थे और सबका मान थे हिंदुजा फैमिली का, और उनकी जो अंतिम प्रणाम है उनकी आत्मा को करता हूँ और उनके लिए बहुत दुआ करूँ और ऊपर वाला उनके दर्जात बहुत बुलंद फरमाए और हिंदुजा फैमिली को जो है वो सब्र और अता फरमाए। तो मेरी जानिब से बहुत बहुत दिली तौर पे कॉन्डोलेंस ऑन SP हिंदुजा साहब के जो अंतिम उनकी जो प्रेयर हो रही है उसमें मैं बहुत बहुत प्रे करता हूँ, दुआ करता हूँ कि भगवान ऊपर वाला उनकी आत्मा को बहुत शांति अता फरमाए।
ये ज़मीं जब न थी, ये जहां जब न था, चांद सूरज न थे, आसमां जब न था, राज़े हक भी किसी पर आया जब न था, तब न था कुछ यहाँ था वो रहम कर तू रहम कर ऐ खुदा तू रहम कर तू रहम कर ऐ खुदा तू रहम कर तू रहम कर तू रहम सब जतन भी कर लिए किस्मतों से लड़ लिए रास्ता तारीख है हमने जुर्म भर लिए तेरी याद हर नजर फिर क्यों मैं किनारे
Hare Krishna, Jai Ma Gange. I offer my obeisance to the most revered person in my whole life. My Jaan Bhai Sahab, as I always addressed you, you are SP to the whole world, but you are the whole world to me. You are my Pyar Ka Sagar. You have created for me a complete web of love. In fact, your complete web of love to the whole universe, the whole world. You are my father, my mother, my friend, my mentor, my inspiration, my carom partner. And if you remember, I always won the game. And I also taught you the best angular shots. You are also my cricket colleague, and I love playing with you. You are so sportive. You are my confidant, and you're all in one for me. I had this habit of imposing my will on you, and I demanded things from you as and when I wished. Sometimes I would say, amount of money you have in your pocket, hand it over. And very willingly, he would fish out all that he had and hand it over to me. And that money, till today, I have not spent, I put it in an envelope with his name and the date he gave it to me, and it's kept in my safe. There was also a time when I said, I want one thing from you. And he would say, hey, kyo, ask for two things. So I said,
25 years with him. We traveled a lot. We used to discuss family values, family unity. One day I went to him, asking him if I could leave for United States for an MBA program. He said, what's the rush? You need practical experience and then you can proceed. About 10 years ago he told me, now you can go. Now you can go and teach them. That was his humor. And reflecting back, I think he wanted to spend time. He wanted to make sure. He looked at me as the eldest in the third generation.
Are going to be in the pre-function area in the lobby. I'm sure you'd all want to meet them, so you all can, after offering tributes here, meet the members of the family in the pre-function area, please.
આ લોકો